and we are still serving the cause of freedom around the world. And so it's right that we recognize the heads of the local veterans organizations that are also here. So if they could stand next, I would like to recognize as a group Nathan Green, who has helped the Scouts in today. He's the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 75. Chuck Bryden, commander of the American Legion, Post 246. I'm not sure where Chuck is standing. Wave, right back here. And finally, Harry, who is up on top for other signals, but along with Ray La Rochelle. And of course, both of them represent the Vietnam veterans of Diablo Valley. And finally, Mike Conklin, who is the Sentinels of Freedom. Mike, where are you? Yes, they're related, Peggy and Mike. If you've been here more than 3 months, you know that. So they do so much for our veterans. Also wanted to thank Sentinel for being here today. You met him a year ago, Ryan Sykes. Ryan, I don't know where you are, right there. I'm going to welcome Ryan tonight. A year ago, he moved to San Ramon, and he had suffered a traumatic brain injury in Afghanistan in defense of America's freedom for you. Here he is 1 year later. He's gotten married. He has a child. He rides a bicycle 30 miles. I can't do that. And so we are very honored and so grateful, Ryan, for what you have done for all of us. And as he says, you can't let a wheelchair stay in your way. You just take every day and just give it all your heart. I think you said the bull by the horns. So welcome, Ryan. One last round of applause then for all those people who are first responders. Every time there's an emergency, they don't ask when, they say where and how. Let me briefly tell you who's up front here with me, those people who come to represent the community that we are also going to honor later today. We have many people up here. We have Congressman and Exchange Club member Jerry. Could you please hold your applause? We have a great program, and so we will recognize all of them at once. So if you could stand when I say your name. Congressman and Exchange Club member Jerry McNerney, whom we will hear from later. California, Senator Mark DeSaulnier. Assemblywoman Joan Buchanan. We'll take them in order now that we've rearranged the chairs. And our new supervisor, Gail Olkema for District 2, welcome her. Our council members, Candace Anderson, Vice Mayor. Next to her is Mike Doyle, council member for Danville. Robert Storr for Danville. And moving behind, we have Carol Rowley. She's council member for San Ramon. Okay. Making it go a little easier this way. Matt Stamey, San Ramon Valley Fire Protection Director. Next to him is a fellow one, Tom Lenari, also Fire Director. Next to them is Ken Mintz, who is here wearing 2 hats today. He's a member of your school board and one of our big sponsors for AT&T for the Exchange Club. Next to him is Denise Dennison, who is a member of your school board. And of course, the reason we have such great parks here, not only as the council, but our town manager, Joe Calabrigo. Please stand. Yes, tall enough for you to stand to see this. On this side, people whom you will hear from shortly, so that you know who is there. Of course, is George Komsky is our singer who was on America's Got Talent and a Round Vista graduate, and now we call him a renowned tenor. He's not standing. Next to him is Jeremy Mann, who is going to do our invocation for the San Ramon Valley Fire District, and he is the chaplain for the Fire District. The other ones that you have not met, that I'm going to introduce at the end for the laying of the wreath, are Travis. I'll give you a better introduction later. Travis Nelson, who's the U.S. Army Reserves. Jim Martin, captain with the San Ramon Valley Fire Protection District. Alan Shields with the Danville Police Department. Across the front here, and the speakers whom you will hear shortly, of course, our honored mayor of San Ramon, H. Abram Wilson. Our wonderful special speakers tonight, and we will get introduced better. Also, Joe Vasulia, a resident of Danville and Ground Zero survivor, and Rear Admiral Winston Copeland, our second speaker, who will be introducing Joe to us shortly. And of course, you have met Richard Price. So sorry for taking that abbreviated motion because there are a lot of people. I'd like you to welcome all of those people. Last year, we had a very special speaker too, of course. And we did a juxtaposition in our program last year between all the lives that were lost at the World Trade Towers and all the lives that were lost on December 7th, 1941, who are our Pearl Harbor survivors. And so that was Chapter 13, who will participate also in the laying of the wreath at the end of the ceremony. 3 of them are here today who were there on December 7th. And you will remember our speaker from last year because he was so moving. So I'd like to ask all of the Pearl Harbor survivors to please stand, and their families and their supporters here. Marge Tate, John Tate. Who they are. John Tate was the first one whom you recognized. Kathleen Farley is here with her sister Eileen Farley, and Jerry Farley, who lives in Danville, whose father John Farley was a Pearl Harbor survivor. In the middle is Bing Wallinter. He's the president of Pearl Harbor Chapter 13. And over here is your speaker from last year, Chuck Kohler from Ford Island. So big hand for the Pearl Harbor. Now we are going to stand in reverence. Of course, we are standing, thankfully, because there's so many of you here. And those of you need to come in here and sit during the ceremony, please feel free to do so. But now we are going to